Hi, this is Mrs. Frenzel, and today we're going to learn the basic parts of a DSLR camera, and we'll be looking at the Canon Rebel T2i. There are 7 parts I'd like you to know that correspond to your handout that's labeled front view. The grip is used to hold the camera, and you want to use your right hand, obviously. Next, you have the power switch on the right side, which toggles between on and off, and you'll see the display light up when you have it turned on. The largest dial you see on top is called the mode dial, and it lets you select the mode that you will shoot in. The most commonly used mode for you will probably be the automatic mode, indicated by the green rectangle, and it sets all settings for you, including aperture, shutter speed, exposure, etc. We will also use other modes depending on whether we want to shoot portraits, landscapes, close-ups, sports, or night photography. Next, you have your main dial, which allows you to set all of your other options found in your menus. So here you can see that I'm changing the shutter speed using that main dial. The shutter button is located just above the grip, and that's what you press when you're ready to take your picture. The built-in flash will pop up automatically if you're in the automatic mode, if the camera's metering system determines that it needs extra light. Finally, you have the terminal cover, which gives you access to ports for connecting devices like microphones, HDMI, and USB. Now we'll move on to the back of your camera, and these parts are shown on the second page of your handout. There will be 12 parts that you need to know. The first is the Eyecup, and this is just a little rubber frame where you place your eye when you're looking through the viewfinder. It helps keep out the ambient light. The viewfinder is the small window you look through that lets you see what's being photographed. The settings display button lets you see all of the options or settings you have in effect, either when you've taken the picture already or when you're about ready to take a picture. The menu button gives you access to all types of utility functions, such as setting date and time, time zone, language, quality of the shot, etc. The screen that lets you view all of your settings as well as the pictures you've already taken is called the LCD monitor, which stands for liquid crystal display. If you'd like to view the pictures that you've already taken, press the playback button. Use the left and right arrow keys to scroll through your pictures. These are actually called cross keys and include the up and down arrow keys as well. To delete a photo that you've already taken, press the erase button, which looks like a trash can. The setting button, which is located in the middle of the cross keys, acts much like an enter key on the computer. It allows you to actually select an option either in a menu or an actual photograph that you're working with. The card slot is where your SD or memory card is located. It's on the right side of your camera. Before you open it, however, you want to make sure that you turn off your camera so that you don't corrupt any files. Push the cover toward you and then press down on the card to remove it. Be sure not to touch the terminals. When you're done importing, simply push the card back into the slot. The battery compartment is on the bottom of the camera. You will occasionally need to charge the battery. Simply press the lever and the battery should pop out. Again, you don't want to have contact with the terminals. Finally, you have the tripod socket, which allows the screw from the tripod to thread into the camera and hold it stable. The last thing we'll look at is a settings display, which automatically displays when you turn your camera on. It shows all the different settings that are in effect at the current time. The first thing you should pay attention to is the shooting mode. Right now, it's set to automatic as indicated by that green rectangle. In the upper left corner is the display for your shutter speed, so I'm adjusting that right now using my main dial. And then I'll switch to the aperture. These are f-stops. And then finally in the bottom right corner you'll see a battery check indicator indicating the amount of charge that's left, and to the right of that the number of shots remaining, which is 862. Don't worry about the other items that are displayed right now. Now you know the basic components that can be found on most DSLR cameras.